What's up? Who we got? Was my voice already missed that time?
The secondary looked pretty stout the last training camp. How would you just overall assess how they
Yeah, man. Sorry, I'm losing it already. Can't voice. Yeah, they're competing. Just really like all those guys. I think Sting, Kamari, outside the corner, just like how they're, you know, not sitting on their laurels and just working to get better every day. CD adding a different element just from a little veteran presence and a little bit more pizzazz maybe, but they've just been really working together. I just really like the level of communication and sort of like the continuity those guys are showing, and I think it's hopefully just keeps building that way moving forward. It's been cool to watch that group really gel, for sure.
We'll talk about Danilo and Will, but what about Daryl Taylor and
Yeah.
what he does off the edge?
Yeah, DT's done a good job working. I would say probably like a different type of rusher, different style, a little bit twitchier and sort of edgy guy. So, just like the sort of variety that he brings. I think he's growing just in our techniques in the system from a play in, play out standpoint. But, a guy that's had some success as a rusher in the league. So hopefully we can take advantage of that.
Personality like the CJ, and what do you like about what he brings to the
CD? Sure. I've been around all types of personalities, man. You see a lot of them in this, and he loves ball. Like I'll start there. Like he just loves ball, and so like I feel like as coaches, we always will like work with guys like that. You know what I mean? That might have a little bit of edge and might have a little bit of this, but at the end of the day, like he loves being out here and practicing and being with his teammates and playing football. So I think that's the starting point for us, and he's been nothing but good with me. So I'm happy to have him. But I've been around some. You can look at my history. You see the characters I've been around.
For the defense as a whole, where are they at in relation to where y'all want them to be at this point?
I don't think we're like putting it on like that. I mean, again, I think I mentioned the last time I talked, like we just try to reset when we come back, and what we did last year or in the spring even doesn't really matter. We're trying to really build a foundation. I would say we're at the point in camp where, we've basically put our foundational install in, and so now it's cool that we can start adding little tweaks here and there. Just let's try something out with this little different coverage or a little different pressure package. So I think now, like this time and moving forward next week, do the Greenbrier, I think is going to be a really cool time for this defense to start really like taking off a little bit. Hopefully, like I think we've done a good job of building the foundation, and hopefully if we just keep adding day to day and start kind of like building out the package a little bit, it's gonna go where we want to go. Hopefully.
Some of your reserves, Jamal Hill, Miles Bryant, Jamon Smith, all made plays throughout practice today. How do you feel about your backup players and how they've been performing throughout training camp?
Yeah, excited, man. We're trying to give all those guys opportunities to do that, to make plays, and that's part of what this is, just moving groups around and putting guys in different spots and trying to sort of put a target on them and see if they make those plays. I mean, that's what it's for. So all those guys, I mean, everybody that's been working on the defense, just done a really good job of just being around the ball, again, being in the right spot for their technique. So, again, we preach that we don't want to chase plays. You know what I mean? If you start trying to go make plays, then you don't. You put yourself in a bad spot. So those guys that are running the techniques the way they're supposed to and being in the right spots, then the ball finds you that way. So really appreciative of all the guys working and how we're developing that depth.
Having Petrie back out there after his injury last year, do you feel a difference with him, being in this unit, and what makes him an important player?
He's a good player. He's a good player for us, and infectious personality, energy. So I think we missed that as much as anything. But I think he's picked up right where he left off in terms of his grasp of the defense and what he's doing, and just trying to deploy him as a weapon for us and the things that he does really well. So he's one of the most pleasant players to be around, just for how he works, how he approaches the game, and his attitude every day. So I really enjoy that for sure.
Can you talk about your tolerance level? You talk about players with an edge. Where's a coach's tolerance level with players with edges as fitting into that team atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, our number one rule here is protect the team, and it's a team-first organization. It's a team-first head coach. So, I mean, we want our guys playing with an edge. We want our guys playing physical and playing with a little bit of swag and all that stuff. So, as long as it fits into the concept of our team, and we're, I don't know who you're referring to exactly, but like, I would say all our guys. You watch our sideline, I would say we celebrate other people's plays as much as our own, you know what I mean? And so I think that's the cool part of it. Like, I don't care, you got a little edge to you. You know, if you're happy that your teammate's making a play and we're celebrating together and doing those things, man, that's what this is all about, man. That's what makes this thing fun. So I swear, we make a pick, I just look over our sideline. I don't care if a pick happened or something. I just watch the sideline and see all those guys having fun and really celebrating, and it's cool. So really like how the team's coming together. And again, hopefully, you know, moving next week to the Greenbrier, we're a little bit like even more united in that front down there. So excited to have that keep building. Sorry.
What are you doing, or what is the process for you and Nick Cady once you all get together to go back and compare notes of how practices have been? And I know that with him being a first-time play caller, a lot of this stuff is new for him as a play caller, and you're going into your third year. A lot of your players have built that continuity on that side. How are you helping him to get adjusted to these type of things?
I mean, obviously we work really closely in terms of scripting the practices and putting together what we each need to see. It's been very collaborative. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, so any resources I have to give to anybody in the building, I'm happy to do that and share my experiences. So he's done a really good job. I think it's just as D'Amico like puts the practices together and what he wants from a period standpoint or a point of emphasis, then you know, Nick and I will just get together, and if there's something that he wants, a certain coverage that he wants to work, or vice versa, if I want to get a certain thing, like it's very easy. It's been very easy with him, just popping to each other's offices, and you know, in the evenings, kind of when the last round of position meetings are going on and the position coaches are in there, him and I are just getting together and just mapping out the next day, making sure we're on the same page. So it's been fun, man. I feel like, especially, I would say this week's been a really cool back and forth with both sides of the ball, and you know, as they're growing into their package and what he's installing and kind of growing what he wants to do, it's been really cool kind of back and forth. So I really enjoy working with Nick for sure.
When you guys have so much success on defense, and they're trying to install a new offense, is there like a point where it's like a detriment that CJ's got so much pressure on them, are they having issues installing? Like, is that fine line?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. We're just putting our stuff in, man. We're just playing ball. So I don't think that's been an issue. Like, I mean, we're running our calls and they're running their calls, and I mean that's how we get better. So I think everyone's just out here trying to compete, and I wouldn't say there's any sort of thing like that going on.
Six said his goal is to be better than last year. How can an all-pro guy like him be better, and where can he still improve?
That should be all our goals, man, right? You want to be better than last year? Good, me too. Yeah, I mean, I think there's just always, you go back, just, man, like, Sting is very deliberate in everything he does, and again, I'm very appreciative of the way he works out here, and just some of the, like, just really fine-tuning some of the leverages he has, or, you know, understanding some, you know, route concepts. Again, with a new offense, we're seeing some different things that maybe we have in the past, that's stressing our coverages a little bit differently. So as he's growing in the grasp of those sort of things, but just, man, the way that Sting works deliberately, intentionally, every day, every practice, play in and play out. I mean, I keep saying it, like, it's really cool, man. It's just fun to be around that guy. Like, you just appreciate really good players that still want to keep working their craft and want to keep getting better. And man, he's like a metronome, man. He's just out here doing the same thing and trying to compete every day. So I hope he has a better year. That'd be good for the Houston Texans.
Anything stood out to you? I mean, you know, like something like.
Give me something more generic.
Something
Generic.
more, right?
No, man, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I really enjoy the way the guys are competing. I think when you have, I know there was a question earlier, like Will and Daniil and those guys, like I actually mentioned this, like, and this is just an example. I'm not trying to single anyone out, but like those guys are working to get better. Like Daniil Hunter is better than he was last year, and like he's working to get better. And Will Anderson is doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And Rank coming back here and what he's been doing, like I've seen progress in Rank from when we left him the last time, and Sting, like all these guys that are still like, when those guys and your best players and your all pros are trying to get better and working, and the rest of the team sees that, and the rest of the guys see that, and the young guys come in and see that, like that's what you want as a coach, because now that's like, it's just lifting everybody up. So I would just say top to bottom, just really pleased with the level of commitment to getting better from all levels of the defense, from front to back, from old to young, veteran to young, excuse me. You know, it's been a fun to be around. It's a good group of guys, and excited to keep working with them.
You've had 1 year with him, and then last year you didn't have him for most of the year. What does Christian bring to the defense when and if he gets back on the field?
Christian Harris? Yeah, just I mean, he's an explosive athlete. especially at that position. Physical, like run, hit, cover a lot of ground with his range. So, you know, he's a good football player. So looking forward to him just keep progressing when he's on a good track for us. Sure. Thanks, guys. Woo.
Thanks, Martin.
Good. Hey guys.
Go ahead, guys.
You guys ready? Okay, good to see you guys. Yep. Every rookie, the first thing before you can be special, before you can be a playmaker, is to make sure you got that football. So I don't know if you saw that, we were working distraction, catching in traffic. Every young returner that can make big plays, got to get that football first. So we're going to start building with the foundation, ground up. Awesome kid, really excited with the progression he's made through our 8th practice today.
I was noticing you over here, you know, you had your corner, you had your fair, Tommy, the Sloan snapping everybody. How much of that, you know, that you just got to sort of pace and, you know, getting them ready for the season, trying to get the work in, doing the regular part and building up to that?
Yeah, that's a constant conversation. It's a great question. Just about how you progress pitchers and, you know, guys who are a repeat motion athlete, golfers, like when do you want to peak? When do you want to be ready to go? Like that's a constant conversation that really is a plan from, you know, since I've been here, but every year there's tweaks. It's a constant effort. So what we've done to this point is, you know, we tried to uptick Fairbairn's volume, specifically him, just as he's getting to this point of his career. Like he's a kicker and knows how to do his job and knows how to do it well. We want him to be optimal and to peak at the right time and really build that season along the way. So at this point of training camp, it's a little bit different kind of mechanics on how that looks. And all those guys, especially on these side fields, trying to work quietly and privately, they've done a really nice job of nobody knows their body better than the specialists themselves. So they've done an excellent job, in my opinion, of working with each other and communicating how that's going to look. Different progressions of field punts to the middle of the field punts to the backed up and working operations for Tommy and you know, breaking in a new long snapper altogether. Like those guys have been integral. So I know a little wordy, but the passion that those guys are working with, very proud of and excited for our team for this year because of that fact.
Up to this point, have you seen from Woody like potential in covering kicks and stuff? I know Dari's been a big part of it, but does it seem like Woody Marks is someone that you can work with on special teams? And
Yeah.
coverage and stuff?
Yeah, and you know, Landry, to your question, it's like a lot of guys, superstar college players, they don't necessarily cross train. So this is their first, you know, their first run at it when you get to the league, because, you know, there's only 48, you know, on game day, and you got to do something. So, hey, man, I'm Frank, I'm special teams coach. When's the last time you made a tackle? You know, and that's how the conversation starts. He is agile, he's explosive, he's done a good job. He's probably one of the guys that has to do the most learning curve training. Returner, punt protection, tackling, leverage. Of course, like some of it may translate like a running back in pass pro inside out, holding this lever point. Like it should and could translate, but you have to make sure he's on it. He's done a good job, and he has a long way to go. And anybody that's new to something foreign to them, you know, they got to go to work. So he's a good example of that. Go ahead.
How difficult is it?
Start over again.
You mentioned pump protection. How difficult is it on some of those specific positions on pump protection to earn that trust to the level where in a game situation you would feel good putting that guy out there?
Man, that's a short list. Earn the trust. That's a short list. That's a badge of honor unit. That we've had one, and you know, like it costs you. It costs you a game. So if you're going to be on that unit, you're one of the best players on the football team, in my opinion. And that is so critical. Everybody has a different natural feel for, playing backwards. Some guys don't play backwards on the football field. That's their first go at it. Getting kick sliding backwards. Most people play downhill. Fullbacks, like, oh, I've got to go downhill. Now I got to be calm and reset and rework hands. And then communication, long snappers, they don't protect in college. The first thing you got to do is you got to block a D lineman in the A gap. So we got to learn how to snap and get backwards. So to answer the question, in my opinion, it's difficult. Some guys make it look easy. I'm proud of where we are to this point. And that work won't ever stop. Oh, go ahead. We'll come right to you. Go ahead.
You talk about the players and what you look at them. As a coordinator, how do you go and say, what else can I work on? What can I get? What's that process?
Man, that's a long list because I like to be a high energy guy and I'd like to work with every single position, but we've done a good job of, tasking other coaches to help out. Like the returner coaches always returner coaches, but somebody's working with the DBs on our line of scrimmage play today. We had our safeties coach repping with the interior block circuit today. Like there's a bunch to do. And, come season time, it's hard to brush your teeth on every little refined skill set. But just blocking my one singular man block matchup, that's all that matters on Sunday, week 8. You might not practice the intricacies of how to get that done. So you gotta, get that assembly line working. And I try and motor mouth those meetings, but you gotta focus. Maybe it's quarterly, maybe it's once every week, depending on what the focus is. So I personally believe that's part of the art of coaching is when to hit touch points, when to refresh, touch up on them, and it's all gonna start with somebody who's willing to work. So we've got a really good room that are all asking and willing to work so far.
You've already talked about one Jalen, but the other Jalen Smith, the guy that has experience playing on special teams for his time in USC, how impressive you've been with him?
Yeah, Jalen, that was the thing that excited me the most when we acquired him and drafted him was, the way a DB, blocking is not necessarily something that flashes on college tape a lot. He's long arm running guys past the punt returner, at a pretty high clip. He's forcing fair catches. So for us to get him here, train him in our fundamentals, he's done a great job of being excited and working, meshing into the room really, really well. But no different than the point I made earlier, like the work's never going to stop. And he's got a high learning curve because, man, maybe it's me, I get geeked up about it, but how fun is it when there's a bunch of smack talk is the word I'm trying to stay clean on. A bunch of smack talk when it's Gunner versus the double vice in the preseason and you're on their bench and the whole bench is yelling at you like you're about to get clamped up. Like you need some bite. And we got to see that from the young guys, and that's part of the learning curve that knows about how competitive that down is, and that's a 45-yard field position swing. The team needs it. So excited for where he's at. It's good. Good to see you guys.
How are you?
What do you feel like you guys are with the offensive line and how that's progressed now you're able to put pads on, get out there and
I've been pleased. There's been improvement. There's been steady improvement every single day. So it's just a matter of continuing to refine it. I mean, we get as good a work as we're going to get out here against our defense. It truly is iron sharpening iron. So, we're getting good looks. We're getting to correct some things. We're getting to clean up some things. But there's been steady progress. So I've been happy with it.
Nick, how have you seen Ariante develop over time? Where he is right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a really nice job dating back to spring. He works at it. He comes in, he spends a lot of extra time on his own. Fundamentally, technique, pad level, all those things are improving. So still got a ways to go, but I've been pleased with it. And he's a very conscientious guy, and he's wired the right way.
There were a lot of bodies around CJ today. What do you attribute that to?
I mean, I think it's everything. I think it's timing. I think it's, being a little, anchoring a little bit more at times in the protection piece of it. Being able to play more on time, got to do a better job myself, maybe getting some more quick options there early on too. I think it's collectively, it's everything. It's not just one person. It's never just one person or one facet. Just think we got to continue to all evolve and get better, collectively.
It's a pretty talkative secondary. What kind of edge are they bringing to practice?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, it's competitiveness. I mean, that's what you love. I mean, we got a great spirit about the guys on this team, and our offensive guys, they enjoy it, and it's as good a competition as you're going to see day after day after day, and it's going to make us better.
Coach, you guys have mentioned competition a lot.
Yeah.
What are you saying from Jalen Thomas at that left guard spot, and how is that left side coming trying to come together right now?
Yeah, he's improved quite a bit. I like I like his demeanor. I like his approach every single day. And, again, we got good competition across the board at all spots. So been happy with that. No different, like I talked about, whether it's the right side, whether it's Ariante. I mean, all these guys are out here competing, and they're all coachable. And that's, if you care, you work hard, you can take coaching, and you're going to have a chance to get better. And that's what I see those guys doing.
Given your experience with the tight end position,
Yeah.
where do you think Dalton, Brevin, and Cade are?
Yeah, they're in a good spot. I'm pleased with all of them. I think we have a really deep room. I think Jake Moreland's an outstanding coach, and has those guys playing well. They're all different, and they all have value, and they work well together, and they're going to help us.
Big Jiggy, big end as a rookie. What do you see from him? How quickly he's taken to the NFL, and what are some things that jump out?
Mature. He's mature beyond his years. He's a pro. He's got the right demeanor. He's in here all the time. I said that. I was asked that a couple weeks ago or whatever. Like those young guys, you got to kick them out of the building, dating back to OTAs. So Ben does a great job with those guys, and they work hard. But I've been very pleased with those guys.
Fullback question for you.
So how difficult is it to install a defense, install offense going up against a defense like that?
Well, I mean, they're competitive every single day. The unit we go, so we got to get our stuff in, and we got to make sure that we're trying to clean up the things that we can control to give ourselves an opportunity to compete against them. But it makes us better. It's what you expect out of this unit, and it's what we expect from ourselves is to go out there and compete too and battle. And it's as hard of a look as we're going to see down after down, and that's a good thing.
You coached James Devlin and
Yep.
have that background with fullbacks.
Sure.
What does Jakob Johnson mean to the offense? What do you envision the role of a fullback in offense?
Yeah, I mean, it allows you to activate a different personnel grouping. Obviously, you can do some different things. He has versatility to not just play in the backfield, but play in the D gap area and YY wing sets as well. But you can activate some different schemes. I think that fullback position in general, and I would say it's an extension to the tight ends. That brings a toughness to a football team. It enhances the toughness. You talk about situational football. You talk about 4 minutes, short yardage, goal line, early downs. Like that's a toughness position, and it makes everybody around him tougher. And I've got experience with Yak. He's all in. He pours everything he has into it. So I've been pleased with him and the group in general.
Going back to what Sarge said, is there any emphasis from you guys where you can evaluate plays from multiple areas? Because the play doesn't seem busted when there is a sack. It seems like the rep is still going and being completed with the receiver.
Sure.
Is that something that you emphasize?
Yeah, I think just in general. I mean, you want to be able to continue on through the play and get the work at it. So, D'Amico will control the whistle when he feels it needs to be blown dead, and he's the boss. So we just listen for the whistle when he blows it or he doesn't. Just continuing to play cleaner, to be more refined fundamentally, and then just really to build, on the latter stages of the installation process as we get going here. So we're about the tail end of the core install, and then we'll start to chip away at some different things here moving forward.
I know that D'Amico said that this offense isn't a copy and paste because of the previous teams that you've been with. But how much of Julian element do you see in Noah?
Well, I mean, short area quickness, height, weight, speed, those things. I mean, every player is different. There's no one player that's really the same, but he's obviously got inside to outside flex. I mean, there's comparisons if you look at it from the lens that you're asking for. I mean, they both were prolific punt returners too, short area quickness, highly competitive, highly smart football players. So, we got a good group of guys, not just him. I mean, the whole room is full of good guys. And again, Ben does a great job with those guys too. And we're really lucky to have good players and a great coaching staff.
What's the install process right now been more about getting those mental reps in compared to maybe completing the playoff altogether?
Yeah, I think it's both. To answer your question, I think there's an element of mental reps that starts in the walkthrough phases and, morning, night walkthroughs, et cetera, and then the physical reps. And then for the guys that aren't in on the physical reps, there's a mental above the neck component to that too. So you're always trying to get mental reps if you're not in. And then we got to take advantage of the physical reps, and that's where you see the fundamentals come to life.
Is there any challenge there with Joe and Damien not being able to be on the field as far as those mental reps? Do you feel like they're taking in what you're
Sure. I mean, they're doing everything they can. So, control what you can control, and I've been pleased with that.
How important has working with Matt for getting to understand what that defensive process and that defensive scheme is doing from an offensive standpoint?
It's been great. I mean, he first of all, he's an awesome guy. He's a great football coach. I share a wall right next to him, so I feel like I get a lot of positive energy and good stuff coming from his office. But he's awesome. I enjoy him. He's highly competitive. He's a great coach. He gets those guys going, so it's been fun. It's been fun working with him.
With Jamar and British, this is your first year with them. They were obviously
Yeah.
here last year a little bit. What have you kind of seen from them in their second year here?
Yeah, I mean, they come to work every day. They both gotten better. They're different style of players, but respective to where they started in spring to where they're at now. I've been pleased with both of them, and we just got to keep it going in that direction.
What are some of the challenges when consolidating the offense that most people might not grasp?
Well, I think it's teaching the fundamentals of and the intent of what we're doing. So that started in spring. It's continued now, and I think if you understand the intent of what we're trying to get done, and you're trying to put guys in position to utilize their strengths, which you're trying to do, you're not trying to ask somebody to do something that they can't. Then you got to start building it towards, trying to refine what we're going to be as we start to evolve in this, beginning to middle part of camp. And we're in that process right now, finding out what we can do, and also trying to bank some reps. I mean, we don't get, we don't get the rep every single run that we have in, 3 times a day. So some of that's carried over to other days, so we can continue to look and evaluate those things. And I mean, it's an ever evolving process.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. Have a good day.